Welcome to Kunzy. In English, a place where you don't just learn English, but also discover stories that touch your heart, awaken your thinking, and inspire you to grow every single day. Today, I'm going to share a story that might sound simple, but if you truly listen with your heart, it could change your life. It's the story of a boy named Arjun, a brilliant student, loved by his teachers, admired by his friends, but just because of one small habit, he lost everything. And when Arjun finally realized what had gone wrong, was it too late to change? Could he turn things around and rebuild what he lost? Stay with me till the end because the lesson in this story might be exactly what you need right now. Arjun was the pride of the small village where he lived. He had an incredible memory, lightning-fast calculations, and sharp thinking in every subject. Every time Arjun raised his hand in class, everyone paid close attention. His teachers constantly praised him, calling him a shining star and the bright future of the village. His parents were always proud to talk about their son to neighbors and friends. But there was something strange. Despite being so smart, Arjun never showed up when it was time to study. Instead, he spent hours glued to his phone, playing endless games. When he wasn't gaming, he was out playing soccer or chatting and laughing with his friends. Day after day went by, and nothing meaningful was done. His homework was rushed, often done at the last minute. And when his parents reminded him, Arjun just smiled and said, "I'm still young. There's plenty of time. I'll do it tomorrow." His parents tried everything gentle advice, serious talks, but Arjun didn't see the problem. In his mind, one dangerous thought kept repeating, "I have a lot of time. I can do everything later. Right now, I just want to enjoy life." What Arjun didn't know was that this very mindset was slowly eating away at the future he was once praised for. On the day the year-end exam results were announced, Arjun walked into school feeling confident, relaxed, expecting another great score like always. But the moment his eyes landed on the result board, his heart dropped. His name was near the bottom of the list. The numbers next to it were shockingly low. Lower than he ever imagined. It felt like a slap to the face, shattering the pride he once carried as the genius everyone admired. His teachers, the same ones who used to praise him endlessly, now looked at him in silence, disappointment written all over their faces. There were no smiles, no encouraging pats on the back. Even his friends began to drift away. The ones who once looked up to him now whispered behind his back, "What happened to Arjun? Being smart means nothing if you don't study." When he got home, he saw his parents holding his report card. They didn't yell. They didn't scold. Instead, they just looked at him with quiet sadness in their eyes. But that silence hurt more than any words could. Arjun looked down, heart heavy, and blamed himself. Why did I let things get this bad? He wanted to change. He knew he had made mistakes, but he had no idea where to start. No idea how to break the habits that had taken over his life. That's when Arjun realized regret is easy, but change is the real challenge. That evening, as the peaceful village sank into quiet darkness, Arjun stepped out of his house in silence. His heart was heavy, full of disappointment, shame, and a sadness he couldn't even describe. There was only one person he could think of who might truly understand him, his grandfather, the most respected elder in the village, known not just for his wisdom, but for his calm presence. He walked to the small house where his grandfather lived and sat beside the warm fire. After a long pause, Arjun finally spoke, his voice low and trembling. "Grandpa, I don't understand. I used to be a good student, so why did I fail like this? His grandfather looked at him gently, then gave a calm smile, the kind that only someone with years of wisdom could offer. My boy, he said, the problem is not your intelligence. You have a sharp mind, but you made a mistake that many people make. You wasted your time. Arjun looked up, confused. His grandfather leaned forward and said slowly, time is like a river. Once the water flows past it, never comes back. No matter how smart you are, if you don't value your time, your talents will slowly fade away, unnoticed. He placed a firm hand on Arjun's shoulder, and his voice became more serious. Success doesn't come from being clever. It comes from respecting your time, doing what must be done, even when it's hard, even when it's boring. Those who waste time are quietly destroying their future without even realizing it. Each word felt like it sank deeper and deeper into Arjun's mind. For the first time, he didn't argue. He didn't make excuses. He simply sat in silence, thinking. Something inside him had begun to shift, perhaps. It was the first spark of awakening after a long sleep. After listening to his grandfather's words, Arjun still had doubts in his heart. He looked up and asked, "But Grandpa, isn't time always there? I mean, we can always do things later, right?" His grandfather's eyes grew more serious. He nodded slowly and said, "If that's what you believe, then let me tell you a story I will never forget about a king named Vikram. Long ago, there was a powerful and wealthy king named Vikram. He ruled over a vast kingdom, had golden palaces, overflowing treasuries, loyal soldiers, and endless luxuries. But despite everything, King Vikram had one fatal flaw. He was lazy and always postponed important things. He woke up late, wasted time with meaningless pleasures, and kept putting off serious matters. Whenever someone reminded him of his duties, he would wave it off and say, "I'll do it tomorrow. I have plenty of time." One day, a wise sage visited the palace. He looked at the king and said, "Your Majesty, you may have everything, but you are wasting the most valuable treasure of all your time. If you don't use it wisely, one day you'll lose everything you've built." But the king just laughed. "I have my whole life ahead of me. There's no rush." Years passed. The king grew old. His health began to fail. Illness crept in. His army started losing battles. His people lost trust in him. His once mighty kingdom began to fall apart. That's when the king realized everything was slipping through his fingers bit by bit. But the most painful realization? He had no time left to fix it. In desperation, he sent his messengers to search for the sage, to ask for advice once more. But the sage was gone. No one knew where he was, or if he was even still alive. And even if the sage were found, time would not come back. The king sat alone in his empty palace, tears in his eyes, not because he had lost his throne, but because he had lost himself, lost to all the years that he had thrown away. Grandpa looked Arjun in the eyes and finished. "You see, my boy, the difference between success and failure doesn't lie in how many chances someone gets. It lies in how wisely they use their time. Don't wait until it's too late to start becoming who you were meant to be." His grandfather's story hit Arjun like a wave crashing against the walls of his heart. He sat in silence, stunned. Every word, every image of King Vikram echoed in his mind. In that moment, Arjun was no longer the carefree boy who believed he had all the time in the world. He looked inward and realized he had been just like the king, gifted, full of potential, yet wasting away his greatest treasure, time. After a long pause, Arjun turned to his grandfather, eyes filled with regret and honesty. "Grandpa, is it too late? I've wasted so much time, but I want to change. I want to start over." His grandfather smiled a gentle but firm smile. He nodded slowly and said, "Of course it's not too late, Arjun. Time waits for no one, but if you choose to begin today, you still have the power to write a new story for your life." Then he looked deep into Arjun's eyes and said a sentence that Arjun would remember forever. "Never leave for tomorrow what you could have done today." Something shifted deep inside Arjun. It wasn't just guilt from disappointing his parents or fear of failing again. It was a true awakening from the heart, from within, born out of reflection and a powerful desire to change. From that day forward, Arjun was no longer the lazy boy who always said, "I'll do it later." He began a new journey, a journey of self-transformation through the wise use of time. Arjun created a daily schedule, dividing his hours clearly. Time for studying, time for rest, time for reading. Every minute became precious. He started waking up early. He distanced himself from distractions like mobile games and idle chatter. Instead, he focused deeply on his studies and skill building. At first, the changes were small, but day by day, he could feel a powerful shift happening inside him. Then came the moment of truth. In the next school exam, Arjun didn't just improve, he topped the entire class. His teachers were amazed. His friends began to admire him again, not just for his intelligence, but for his discipline and transformation. Years later, Arjun became a successful businessman. People in his village and beyond spoke of him with great respect. He had turned his life around, not because of natural talent, but because he had learned the greatest lesson of all, how to use time wisely. And this is the final lesson. Using your time smartly is the true key to success. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Kunzy in English for more inspiring stories that help you learn English and grow every single day. Your journey of change can start with one decision. That decision could be made today.